Hello everybody, welcome to Bandon Disc Golf. My name is Stefan. Today we are at the beautiful Bandon Disc Golf course. Hole 1 here is straight, and then to the left it is 228 feet. I'm going to take my sole and hopefully give it a little bit of an anhyzer or upper angle shot. Hopefully it'll glide towards the basket. It came back a little bit, but I should be able to get up and down for par. So I put myself in a little bit of a predicament. I'm right behind this big bush. I'm going to have to straddle out, so I'm just going to take that wide stance, and I'm just going to take my envy and try and get it right under the basket. About 7 feet left. Should be a tap-in par. Alright, hole 2 here at Bandon Disc Golf course. It's 408 feet, pretty straight. For a left-handed thrower like me, I'm just going to take my magician and try and throw it really hard and really far. As you guys can see, I've got about 150 feet left. I'm just going to take my Malta, throw it pretty flat, let it glide, and then die off at the end and hopefully skip towards the basket. That kind of hurt. Smacked the tree. I think I made it about 15 feet from the basket. Let's see if I make the par. Got about a 10 to maybe 13 foot putt. Should be able to just knock it in. No! Alright. It spit out, but that's okay. I'll make it up later. Alright, hole 3. It is pretty wooded up near the basket. It's almost got a whole circle of guardian trees around it. It's about 339 feet out. I just got this Discraft Stalker. Never thrown it before, so this is going to be the first time I've thrown it. I'm hoping it'll fly pretty straight up into an open area to give me a look to pitch up for par. I should have a good look from there. Alright, so I'm at the base of this tree. The basket is about 40-45 feet right in smack in the middle of these trees. So I'm going to try something I usually don't do. I have my Malta. I'm just going to try and almost like there's a shot called the grenade where you just throw it up in the air really high and really low like this. You really want to just get that swing. I'm going to try and do a modified version of that so I don't smack my hand on the tree. And it rolled back about 20 feet, so might be another bogey. Alright, so disc landed in an open spot, but I've got 3 trees in my way. I don't really have a look at it, so I'm just going to get this right under the basket. Alright, we're at hole 4. It's 291 feet, and it is dead straight. But it's a very narrow shot because you've got trees lined up on both sides of the fairway. I'm going to take my relay, hopefully throw it pretty flat and let it just glide on through. I got a little closer than I thought, but not close enough for the putt. I'm just going to take my Envy and pitch it up and take the par. Alright, hole 5 is pretty tricky. It's 240 feet, but as you guys can see, it's nothing but trees. Basket is to the right. There's a gap right in the center that I think if I throw something overstable, which I'm going to be throwing my Malta, my Big Z Malta, I'm going to try and throw it pretty flat through this gap right here. Hopefully have it fade out towards the basket. Alright, this shot got a lot farther than I thought it would, but it's not quite close enough for me to try and putt it. So I'm just going to pitch up and take my par. Hole 6 is a 213-foot par 3. We've got a gap just to the left of the basket that goes pretty much right next to the basket, so it's perfect for me. Only issue is there's a lot of trees, just like everywhere in the southern Oregon coast. Almost every single course has a lot of trees that you have to work through. So I'm going to just take my Magician, try and throw it flat and straight, let it glide into the basket. That's awesome. I was aiming for that tree I just hit. Alright, hole 7, 240-foot par 4, or par 3, excuse me. It is just to the left. You got some guardian trees to the right and to the left, but there's an open gap right in the middle. It's opening up a little bit on this part of the course, but if you don't live on the coast or you've never been on the coast, when it gets open like this, it gets windy. So I should be throwing an overstable disc to fight the wind, but I'm going to throw my Comet. It's slightly understable. I'm going to try and throw it flat and let it just kind of glide its way through. Oh, and I threw it bad. It didn't do what I wanted it to. I'm sorry if you hear a truck going in the background. They're doing some work on the park here. Got about 40-45 feet. Not something I'm comfortable with, so I'm just going to pitch up and take the par. Ooh, threw it a little far. I might have a tester. This is going to be fun with the wind. Oh, barely even touched chains. I am so lucky. Alright, we got our first par 4, and probably one of the more difficult holes on the course. It is 468 feet, and it is very open, so it is very windy. I am going to be throwing my relay, my MVP relay. Hopefully I can let it go flat or kind of on an anhyzer so that it'll just S-curve its way through. Hopefully get me close enough to get a good upshot for a birdie. That was a good 250 feet. I'll take it. So I'm about 200 feet out. What makes this shot a little tricky for me is the basket's kind of hugging that left side, the tree line. So I don't want to throw something too overstable that if I overpower it, it's just in the bushes. But I don't want to throw something too straight to where if I don't get that fade at the end, it's just going to be really short. So I'm going to throw my Big Z Malta, hopefully get it just right. Get a good skip. Oh my word, I'm right under the basket. Oh, first birdie of the day. And that's a confidence booster right there. Every time I've played this hole before, I always either bogey, double bogey, triple bogey. But getting this close in 2 shots is a huge confidence booster in the rest around, meaning I'm +2 right now. Huge confidence booster right now for me. It's huge. Let's go. Oh, that makes me so happy. Oh, that feels good. Let's keep this going. I like it. All right, last hole of the front 9. It is 252 feet. It's par 3. It's pretty straightforward. There's a gap in the middle I could throw to, but I am going to be taking the opening to the right. I'm going to take my sole, throw it on an anhyzer upper angle kind of towards myself, because there's really no open shots on the left hand side that I'm comfortable with. There's one that's maybe 5 feet wide, and I'd rather take the open shot anhyzer look than that tricky shot. So let's get it. Missed the tree. I left myself a 25 footer. I'm pretty happy about this. I'm going to go for it. Hopefully I can get that birdie so I can be even through the front 9, so I can tackle the back 9 just as confident as this front 9. Oh. Just a little short. I didn't give it enough power, but a par is good. I'm happy about it. Let's move on to the back 9. Hole 10 here at the Bandon Disc Golf Course. It's 186 foot par 4. Something I didn't tell you guys at the beginning of the video. This course is 9 baskets, 18 tees, so 1 in 10 share basket, 2 in 11 share basket. But they've done a really good job about making them feel unique and different. I released it a little early and I threw it on a hyzer angle, not intentional. So I'm just going to pitch up for par. Even though I released it kind of early, I'm still about 35 from the pin. Only thing that makes it awkward is I've got this bush in my way, so I've got to straddle out to even get a look. So I'm just going to pitch up and take the par. Ooh, it hit a rock. That didn't sound good. Hole 11, it's a par 4, 537 feet. I don't know if you guys can see it, but hole 2's tee is about 40 or 50 feet up. So I'm just going to take my magician. I'm going to try and throw it flat or a little bit of anheuser and try and get it to just float as far as it can. This hole you really got to be careful because as you guys are seeing, we've got cars going back and forth, so you got to listen because it both is kind of blind. Get around. Oh, it got through that. Oh, that was really good. I let it go a little low, but I still got probably 180 or 200 feet out. So I got a long shot for birdie, but I think what we're going to do is just try and take the par. I'm actually a lot closer than I thought I am. Probably only about 300 feet out. So I'm going to take my Malta, throw it wide and kind of high. Hopefully I can let it fade out and skip towards the basket. So I'm about 40 feet out. I'm just going to take my MV, get it up under the basket, and take my par. Hole 12, 294 feet, par 3. Compared to hole 3, which is back and over, this one I'm going to take my Magician. I'm still debating. In my head, I'm still debating what shot I want to take. I think I'm going to take my Magician. There's a gap that if I hit it, the Magician should be able to fade out once it gets past there. I'm going to try it. It's risky, but I'm going to try it. Oh, and I threw it way high. It landed in a pretty decent spot. I've got a straight shot to the basket. I can see it clearly. I'm going to try and take my Envy, throw it flat, maybe a little bit of anheuser or that upper angle, so I can get that nice S-curve. Oh, and I just threw it poorly. Let's see where we landed. Alright, so got a obstructed throw again. I'm just going to take my Envy, let it glide in towards the basket. Oh boy. And I threw it a little far. As you guys can see, I threw it a little far. So, let's try and get this in. Ooh, that was a good save. That was a really good save. I almost didn't make it. Let's go to the next hole. Alright, hole 13, par 3. It is 282 feet, and this one is kind of tricky because hole 5 is right there, and it was very straight. You really needed something straight to just get right on through. This one, we've got these two trees here, about 40 feet up. It's like a 45-degree hard angle that you really need to get around. So you want to get past those trees and then go straight past that. So I'm going to take my really overstable Malta, and I'm going to try and throw it on a hyzer to try and get it as far out to the right as I can. I'm in some bushes, but I think I have a straight shot to the basket. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that shot, to be completely honest. Kind of in some bushes. I'm just going to take my Malta again, throw it wide, and let it fade in. Oh boy, I threw that way too hard and way too far. So I got really lucky. It hit these plants. When it hit the ground, I thought it was going to be a lot farther back. Let's try and salvage par. Oh, that was beautiful. Hole 14 is a par 3, 174 feet. And it is to the left. And you got to get through these two guardian trees to even have a look at it. If I had a forehand, this would be the perfect hole for it. I could just take an overstable disc like my Malta, get it out, and then fade in. But I can't forehand, so I'm going to try taking my soul, get it on that backhand turnover, which is where I throw it on that Anheuser release, and it'll just fade to the left for me. Oh, I hit a tree. That was looking so good. It was looking really good, but take what I dealt myself and take the par. And that was looking so good. It bounced pretty far back, actually. So I'm just going to take my envy, hopefully not do what I did last hole, and just get it right under the basket. Ooh, or almost throw it in. Oh, that would have been sick. I got a little 10-footer here. Should be an easy par. Easy putt. I almost threw that a little high. That was close. Let's go on to the next hole. Yeah, I just barely dinked it, like right in here. And I just barely skipped, so that's huge for me. Alright, that's great. Another birdie. Feels awesome. I am +1 or +2. I'm +2 right now. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Let's go on to hole 16. Alright, hole 16, 303 feet, par 3. Looking at it, I'll be honest, it does not look like 300 feet. It looks more like 260 to me. But my depth perception could be off. It's starting to get a little windy, so I'm going to take my Malta and I'm just going to throw it straight and let it fade in. Hopefully get either just at the trees or just past the trees so that I have a look to just pitch up for par. Ooh, I hit a tree right dead on the center. But I've got an open look to get the par. Alright, this should be pretty simple standstill shot. I'm going to throw my envy pretty flat. Just let it glide in towards the basket. Oh boy, I threw it a little low. I got a little bit of a putt. Alright, let's make this. I didn't get enough juice. That's okay. Alright, hole 18, it's a par, or 17, excuse me, hole 17. Par 4, 588 feet. I'm going to try and attack this. I'm going to get my magician. I'm just going to power on it and see how far I can get it. Oh my word. So that was not the shot I was wanting. I'm only about 30 feet past 9's tee. I'm going to take my more overstable Magician. I'm just going to try and throw it out and let it fade in. So I'm about 100 to 130 feet out. I'm just going to take my Malta, pitch it up, and take the par. Oh, dear Lord Jesus. Landed a little short. Got a little bit of a tester putt. But let's try and get it for par. Let's go. That felt good. Let's go on to hole 18. Last hole here at Bandon. It's a par 3, 258 feet. It's pretty straight, but just to the left. I'm going to throw my soul, try and let it go flat, give it that S-curve, and give me a look at birdie. Right into a tree. Alright, I've got a tricky shot here. I have a shot that I could try and throw, but this bush is blocking me, so I'm just going to take my more understable soul. I think I got close. So I'm about 40 feet out. I'm not going to try and go for this, so I'm just going to lay it up, take a bogey. Sucks on the last hole, but my drive was not the best. Alright.